whatever you want, whatever you need, anything you want done, baby, I'll do it naturally. 'Cause every woman, it's all in me. It's all in me. You can tell, makes a special groove with fire inside of you. Anytime you feel danger or fear, then instantly I will appear. Oh, I'm every woman, it's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I do it naturally. The seas, I can make a rhyme of confusion in your mind. And when it comes down to some good old-fashioned love, I got it, I got it, I got it, got it, baby, baby. I'm every woman, it's all in me. Anything you want done, baby, I do it naturally. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven. our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing.
Greetings and welcome to the National Council of Negro Women Denver Section's 29th Annual Living Portraits of African American Women. During today's event, we encourage you to take advantage of the comment section to offer your congratulatory support to our 2020 Living Portraits. So without further ado, please show some virtual love for the National Council of Negro Women Denver Section's first Vice President, Ms. Pamela Miller.
Welcome. We'd like to welcome you to the 29th Annual Living Portraits program. As all of us are aware, 2020 has been a year for great change and great flexibility. It's also been a year for reflection, awakening our creativity, and imagining new ideas, concepts, platforms, and ways to connect with our community. It has been no different for the National Council of Negro Women Denver Section. We were eager to receive nominations, make selections for the Living Portraits Awards, and had planned a grand celebration, and then COVID-19 dawned our decks. Our membership is committed to this annual acknowledgement and celebration of amazing women in our community who are making notable contributions in the areas of education, government, business, community service, and youth leadership. We thank you for joining us in this virtual experience and look forward to your reading our comments as well as wishing our awardees in that chat area. Without further ado, on behalf of the National Council of Negro Women, Denver Section, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to our 29th Annual Living Portraits of African American Women Awards celebration.
Treading our path through the blood of the slaughtered, out from the
Let us pray. Eternal Spirit, we thank you for this day of acknowledgement and gratitude. We are grateful for each of our living portraits, and we ask you to bless them and to keep them. Now may this time of celebration, recognition, and reward be pleasing in your sight. Cover us with your unlimited grace and mercy, and it's in you we pray. Amen. And now, some remarks from the National Council of Negro Women's National President, Dr. Janetta B. Cole.
The warmest possible greetings to each of you, my NCNW sisters, and to all of the sisters and brothers who have come together with you for this very celebratory occasion, presented by the Denver section of the National Council of Negro Women. I want to express my profound gratitude to each and every member of the Denver section of NCNW. Gratitude for the ways in which you carry out the mission of the National Council of Negro Women. I also want to do a sisterly shout out to the President, Sister President Valerie Yarborough. Thank you for your leadership. And to Pamela M. Miller, we're all grateful for the way that you and your program committee, with you serving as chair, have done the work to make this occasion possible. I also want to acknowledge President Elvin Caldwell Jr. of the Thomas Bean Foundation. I join with the Denver section of the National Council of Negro Women in thanking the foundation for being the sponsor of this event that lifts up African American women as living portraits. And then to Miss Toni Mason of the Denver News. We're all grateful that you chose, once invited, you chose to serve as the event moderator. The iconic leader of the National Council of Negro Women, an individual called by President Obama the godmother of the Civil Rights Movement, Dr. Dorothy Irene Height, once said these words: "Black women, you seldom get to do just what you want to do, but you always do what you have to do." Each of the 7 women being recognized at this program can certainly relate to those words of Dr. Height. And because these 7 women do what must be done in the various fields of their endeavors, well, the Denver community benefits. It's a joy now for me to call the name of each of the women, each one selected to be honored as a living portrait. Norma Page, Community Service. Taliana Chambers Lopez, Youth Leadership. Deirdre Walker, Information Technology. Jasmine Marie Mack, Youth Leadership. Renice Walker, Government. Elia Fuller, Youth Leadership. Flora Young, Education. We are grateful. Each of us is grateful to each of you. And now I leave you all with these words of our founder, the legendary Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune. Next to God, we are indebted to women, first for life itself, and then for making it worth living.
And now remarks by our executive sponsor, Mr. Elvin Caldwell with the Thomas Bean Foundation.
Well, good afternoon. It's nice to be here this afternoon. Nice to see some old friends. Very nice to see you and to see some of the others that have been here this afternoon. And so I'm just thrilled and honored to have been asked by the council, the National Council of Negro Women, to make a few brief remarks this afternoon, and understand that they'd probably like me to say something about the foundation that has provided some financial support to them over the years, along with many other organizations in the city of Denver. But I start off by just saying that I think the organization itself is a role model, and one that's badly needed in our community and in this country, particularly in these times that we live in today. A role model for our younger people, young adults to model themselves after, and to be active in our community, to do those things that will support our community and support us. And I'm thankful for the National Council of Negro Women and its history. Mary McLeod Bethune, the founder of that organization, certainly her legacy speaks for itself. And again, it's just my honor to be here to be able to make remarks on behalf of her as a founder and the many active members of the organization here in the city of Denver. The Thomas W. Bean Foundation has existed for about 25 years, and I've been pleased to have been a part of the organization for about 20 of those 25 years, and happy to say that as of this year we are giving to almost 100 organizations throughout the city of Denver. Primarily, and I'm going to make sure I say it correctly, read a couple of the many provisions that were based upon the founding of the Thomas W. Bean Foundation and what Mr. Bean wanted to have happen. And the thing thing he really wanted was to have the foundation to aid and assist in charitable and educational activities for the moral, the mental, and intellectual development of young people in this country, and more specifically here in the city of Denver. And we go outside of that on occasion, but we try to confine our giving and our grants to organizations right here in the city of Denver, or the metropolitan area. Let me clarify the metropolitan area, because certainly we would include Aurora, Montbello, and other surrounding communities here in the Denver area. One of the other aims was to aid in the development of disadvantaged and minority youth in this country. And again, I would clarify that to say that we try to confine our giving and our support, financial support and moral support, primarily in the metropolitan area of Denver, but we do go outside of that area on occasion. For organizations to get our assistance, they have to be a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and it's the bare minimum requirement for us to even consider giving to an organization is that they do have a 501c3, and they're involved primarily in the education and the moral, spiritual, mental health of the youth in our community, primarily the minority youth in our community. So those are just a few basic things that I would share this afternoon and share with those members of the National Council of Negro Women and those present for the Living Portraits event. I'm Elvin Caldwell, and I'm president of the Thomas W. Bean Foundation. Again, it's been a pleasure and an honor for me to give a few remarks this afternoon to those that will be involved in the ongoing activities of the council here in Denver. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, a portion of today's fundraising proceeds will be donated to WizKids Tutoring and the Colorado Council of Black Nurses Incorporated for their COVID-19 Relief Fund. We invite you to give via Zelle payment, PayPal, or by sending in your personal check or money order. Please follow instructions on the screen for giving instructions. Ladies and gentlemen, please give your attention as Dr. Charlesine, also known as Terry Nelson, presents our NCNW Living Portraits History, along with a special acknowledgement for International Women's Month.
Good afternoon. I'm Terry Nelson. I'm the Senior Special Collections and Community Resource Manager at the Blair Caldwell African American Research Library. And we began working with the National Council of Negro Women at the Fort Warren Library in the late 1990s. Jean Greer and I took advantage of the invitation to hold this particular outstanding program at the branch. And from day one that we did it, we've had a complete filled audience at the branch. Unfortunately, it grew so large, this program did, that in 2003, when we built the new Blair Caldwell Library, we had to move it over to Blair because it had such a large attendance. We worked with the National Council because of their connection with the community and the affiliates. I happen to be a member of two of the affiliates. One, the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Denver chapter, Epsilon Nu Omega, and Denver chapter of Links. From 1909 to 1910, 1911, 12, and 1914. Each one of these communities and these countries put together programs that relate to the empowerment of women. They had the power to actually focus and do something to help stop the war in World War I. They also have focused heavily on women being given the credit for the work that they do in all industries. We have seen today women in many industries. It's because of organizations like this and the International Women's Day that these women have been given the power to exercise their abilities and their knowledge. International Women's Day is important to the whole world, and it's especially important to those of us here in Denver because of the work of the National Council. Thank you.
Join me in welcoming Ms. Tori Mason, an award-winning reporter at CBS 4 Denver. Before joining CBS 4 in 2017, Tori was a journalist at WIBW in Topeka, Kansas, where she won the Kansas Press Club and Kansas Association of Broadcasters Awards for her reporting. She recently won a Heartland Regional Emmy Award for her breaking news reporting at CBS 4. She got her start in broadcast journalism at WAFB's sports department in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Tori graduated with honors from Louisiana State University's Manship School of Mass Communication. Go Tigers! Please join me in welcoming Miss Tori Mason.
Hello, my name is Tori Mason, and I'm honored to be in the presence of so many phenomenal women. It would have been my pleasure to introduce them in front of their friends and family, but the ceremony will be a little different as the times we're living in today. I'd like to thank all of the people who put so much work into making this event virtual, as these women deserve to have their accomplishments acknowledged. Before Representative John Lewis passed away, he wrote an article and asked the New York Times to publish it on the day he was laid to rest. In part, he wrote, "So I say to you, walk with the wind, brothers and sisters, and let the spirit of peace and the power of everlasting love be your guide. Though I may not be with you, I urge you to answer the highest calling of your heart and stand up for what you truly believe. It's a call to action that every living portrait here today will inspire you to pursue."
And now, our Living Portraits honoree interviews.
We are very proud to present our first honoree to the stage, Miss Flora Young. She's a poet, acclaimed author, a teacher, and a friend to the Denver community. She loves to help people and has received numerous educational and community awards. She believes in growing in knowledge and spiritual aptitude. We are excited to hear more about her diverse and fruitful life. Please join me in welcoming Miss Flora Young. All right, Ms. Young, the person who nominated you mentioned religion as something that drives you. How has your faith helped navigate the trajectory of your career?
It's helped to navigate the trajectory of my career because it's given me values and standards that I can stand on, knowing that I am supposed to help other people.
Now, I hear that writing is something you're very passionate about. You've written poetry as well as authored a couple of books. What were those works about, and what inspired you to put your thoughts and feelings into something other people could read?
The first book that I wrote was called Layers, because we all live a life that's just not plain and simple. We go through certain things. Not all of those things are pleasant, but we can use those things to grow further in who we are and to help us to move forward even when the world's trying to knock you back. So I use layers because people suspect if you're middle class, your life is wonderful, and it may not be so wonderful. But it gives them a glimpse into watching and seeing how you can go through bad things and come out with a smile.
Ms. Young, you have 3 children, correct?
I sure do.
2 boys and a girl.
Yes.
Now, in knowing what you know now about life, what do you wish you could have done differently when you were their ages, or what do you want them to know about the future?
I don't know if I don't want them not to go in the direction that I went in, because I was very focused and very determined. And I think that's a good place for a lot of our young people to learn how to do, being focused and determined, even though you came from the wrong side of the track. My children didn't have to go through that. They didn't have to work in fields. They didn't have to work in laundries like Mom did. But I still want them to realize that who they are, they can still help change our world into a better place.
What does being a living portrait mean to you?
A living portrait is someone that you can look at through their actions and what they do, instead of just being poised on a framework. You're moving, you're working, you're helping someone else to become the best person they can be.
Thank you, Ms. Young. You are a phenomenal woman.
Thank you.
Our next honoree is Miss Jasmine Mack. Jasmine is the 2020 valedictorian of her class at Manual High School. She's preparing to attend the historically black college and university, Howard University, and pursue a career as a pediatric surgeon. In addition to academics, she's a leader on the student council and a STARS mentor. Please join me in welcoming our Young Leadership honoree, Jasmine Mack. Now, Jasmine, valedictorian, congratulations on that. And you have plans to attend Howard. Why did you choose that school?
I believe my sophomore year I had a HBCU trip down south and I visited Spelman and Fort Valley and a lot of schools. And I recognized that the schools, they weren't necessarily, like the requirements to get in were super hard. So I was like, I want to challenge something that I know is going to challenge me in Howard. Being one of the best HBCUs, I decided to apply. Obviously with more research, I found out that they had a really good med school, and the thing that I plan on majoring in, health sciences, it's a good, I guess, avenue to take. I know a lot of people recommend not taking hard like biology classes and just going straight for classes that will give me hands-on experience. So I know Howard's going to offer me that, and I can't wait to be there. So.
Yeah, speaking of med school, you want to be a pediatric surgeon. Do you have experience working with children?
Yes, actually, at my school there is this program, it's called FACES, and I actually got to shadow in the hospital, so I was able to shadow with pediatrics in the ED, with also like adult ED. I think I might actually pick up anesthesiology as well instead of pediatric surgery, but I have had experience with kids.
Now you've been in several organizations throughout high school. How have you been able to manage all of those extracurriculars and still be valedictorian?
It's a lot of hard work and effort. I know that for me, being a first-generation American, it was very important to my mother that I got this type of education. So I put 100% effort in everything that I did. I never slacked or any of that. I just stayed focused.
That makes sense because the person who nominated you described you as being positive and empowering. Is there someone in your life who immediately comes to mind when you think about that description?
For sure, my older siblings, especially my older sisters, they helped my mom raise me and my younger brother. My older sister is actually one of the first to go to college, which is a big inspiration to me. They're both very powerful, being mothers, going through school, all at once. It's just very important.
And I'm sure they're all very proud of you.
Yes.
Now, finally, what does it mean for you to be a living portrait?
That's actually a really big honor. I like to thank Ms. Cheryl for nominating me for that. To be a living portrait, it just means that I have to exemplify any core values, just be a leader in all aspects of life, and make sure I am a good influence on everybody.
Well, Jasmine, congratulations on receiving this honor, and good luck at Howard next year. Next honoree could be described by the following Orison Swett Martin quote, which says, "Success is not measured by what you accomplish, but by the opposition you have encountered, and the courage with which you have maintained, and the struggle against overwhelming odds." Ms. Taliana Chambers Lopez is a rising junior at Rangeview High School, where she's an honors student in chemistry and math. She stays busy and is becoming quite the servant leader who is learning entrepreneurship from her devoted grandmother. Please give me a warm welcome and lots of love in the comments to Ms. Taliana Chambers Lopez. Now, Ms. Lopez, I know you're interested in chemistry and math. What do you plan to pursue in college and, well, for the rest of your life?
When I go to college, I plan to study social work. I want to become a social worker, and work in a group homes with children and help children find good homes, so that way, because the system is kind of corrupt when it comes to children living in homes that are, you know, like not good, and I just want to fix that and make sure that all, like, they get to live a happy life, even though being in the system is not good, but being in a home that is good will make them happy, and that's what I want to do.
It sounds like you're very passionate about helping people. Are you involved in any philanthropic activities right now? And if so, what are they and why did you choose them?
Right now, I am part of a leadership group. It's the Denver Public Safety Youth Leadership Team. We do help people, but as of right now, we're not doing so as much because of COVID, but we do a lot of volunteer work, and we do the Thanksgiving baskets, and we do a lot of stuff. And also Top Teens, that's also another leadership group, and there we do a lot of things for the senior citizens or just to help people around, and yeah, that's pretty much what we do.
Sound busy. Now, the person who nominated you for this honor says you moved around often, but you overcame some of the struggles many teens have with facing those constant readjustments. How has moving made you grow?
It made me grow because I don't know. Okay, so I adjusted to a new living environment. The old living environment that I was in, it wasn't as healthy, but whenever I move, I know how to adjust, and I know how to see the positive and the good of the places that I go to, and I don't know.
Your ability to adapt will
Yes.
help you out a lot in the future, I promise that. Well, thank you so much, and congratulations on your award. But first, I have to ask, what does being a living portrait mean to you?
Well, to me, it means that I have done something for them to recognize me, and that whatever I am doing now is good, and it will allow me to be recognized even more in my future.
And it's very brave.
Yes.
I want to say a huge thank you to the National Council of Negro Women, the Denver chapter, to the people who nominated me and who have believed in me and supported me all the way along. I'm a Colorado native, born and raised, and have spent my adult life really focusing on issues of housing and workforce development, employment issues, and I've even been through a cancer battle. So I'm proud to say that I'm a survivor, and every step along the way, it's been the women, the strength of the women, the strength of my community, and the grace of God that have kept me along the journey. But the reality is, I'm just shocked to be among the wonderful people who have received this award in years past, and I continue to be dedicated to my community and the work that I'm doing, not because of who I am, but because who all of you are, and who continue just to give me strength, and in times when there's so much struggle, continue supporting one another, supporting our community, continue working for justice, and continue making the world a better place. So I just say a huge thank you for nominating me for this award. I'm so bummed I can't be there with you today, but I just encourage you to enjoy the connections with one another and enjoy being the beautiful Black women that you are.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, a portion of today's fundraising proceeds will be donated to WizKids Tutoring and the Colorado Council of Black Nurses Incorporated for their COVID-19 Relief Fund. We invite you to give via Zelle payment, PayPal, or by sending in your personal check or money order. Please follow instructions on the screen for giving instructions.
Our next honoree, Miss Norma Page, is a New Jersey native, but she's been serving the Denver metro area for more than 35 years. Ms. Page serves as the program director for the Asphalt Family Foundation International. She's also the program director of the Music and Leadership Institute, which is a leadership development program for youth. Ms. Page is also very proud of the work that she does as the vice president of the 100 Men Who Cook organization, which raises funds for groups that serve youth. Thank you for joining us, Ms. Page.
It's my pleasure.
So it says here that you've been the program director of the ASPA Family Foundation International for over 14 years now. That's a long time to be with one organization. Now, what kind of work do they do there?
Well, actually, what we do is we encourage education of youth. We have been giving bicycles to 4th and 5th graders for the duration, as well as scholarships to African American males to help increase the number of Black males on college campuses. To date, I'm proud to say we've given over 3,500 bikes and over 100 scholarships.
Is there a reason you're so passionate about youth education?
I'm a mother of 3 sons, and they're all very grown right now with families of their own. And as they were growing up, I just saw a need. They were growing up during the 80s and the 90s. There was a lot going on in Denver at that time, and it's just a natural progression.
Now it says here you're the program director for the Music and Leadership Institute, an educationally based music enrichment program for upper grades, correct?
We serve students from grades 6 through 12. Additionally, once they go on to college, we're encouraging them to come back and give back.
Is music something you were a part of in your youth?
I'm a youth of the 50s. We all had music then. I had a little plastic flute. However, over the years, I've learned the importance and the value of music in the education of our students. And it's not in the public schools anymore, so it's something that's not offered that was a motivation to bring it to students in school.
What do you think music does for a child's development and enrichment?
It does something for their analytical thinking. It promotes creativeness. It allows confidence. Along with the program, what we do is also they learn a stage presence. They learn how to speak in front of audiences, how to associate with each other. So all around, it's wonderful.
I know we've been doing a lot of remote learning lately, and I believe some schools won't start until October in person. Are you still able to continue with your philanthropic efforts?
Well, it's been very difficult, primarily because the organizations that we work with are hands-on. However, they are coming up with innovative ways and methods how to still reach out to our children. But it's taking some finagling, particularly now that we don't know when schools are going to start. So we're kind of in a holding pattern and waiting to see what we can do.
And I want to say congratulations on receiving this honor. What does being a living portrait mean to you?
To be recognized as a living portrait is extremely profound and such an honor, particularly at this time. We are living in crucial times. 2020, the pandemic, we just lost a hero in John Lewis, and I feel extremely honored to be able to uphold what has been presented to us on a historical perspective by Dr. Mary McLeod Bethune, Dr. Dorothy Height, which why I wore my hat.
Ms. Aaliyah Fuller is another one of our Youth Leadership Living Portraits. Aaliyah is a recent graduate in the top of her class at one of Colorado's most rigorous high schools, Denver School of Science and Technology. In addition to athletic accomplishments in volleyball, tennis, and basketball, Aaliyah also was a peer leader with the Black Student Alliance. She is active in her community and serves as Jack and Jill Corresponding Secretary. Furthermore, she launched her own beauty brand that won her second place at the National Jack and Jill Conference. Aaliyah will be attending Prairie View A&M University in Texas, where she will be pursuing a bachelor's degree in civil engineering. It is with great pleasure that I welcome Miss Aaliyah Fuller. Now, you're graduating at the top of your class, one of the hardest schools in Denver, and you're going into civil engineering. What do you hope to do with that degree, and what inspired you to go that route?
I hope to actually have my own engineering firm and be the CEO of my own engineering firm. And for me just to go into that, I've loved math since I was a little kid. I've been building since I was a little kid. I just always want to, I'm a problem solver, so I always want to just keep on moving, keep on helping people and see what I can do for other people. With civil engineering, I can work anywhere. I can work with houses, bridges, roads, anything. That's why I went into civil engineering.
Did some of those skills help you launch the beauty brand?
Yes, it did, and so did my mom. So it kind of just branched off over her, my dad, everything. It just made me want to just make sure I have my own business, make sure I'm like an entrepreneur like my parents.
Now, you've been involved in several organizations throughout high school. How have you been able to manage all of these extracurriculars while maintaining nearly perfect grades?
Well, my parents always taught me as a child to make sure I work on my time management. So my calendars were booked. Volleyball practice, I had basketball practice, tennis practice. When I had study groups, I had everything in my calendars. Time management was my best friend.
The person who nominated you described you as gracious, tenacious, and has strong morals. Who does that description remind you of in your life?
My mother. I love my mom. She's like me, basically. She's my twin. She's my twin. She's smart, she's ambitious, she's hardworking, she is my best friend, yeah. And I just get everything from her. Yeah, I love her. Yeah.
And finally, what does being a living portrait mean to you?
Being a living portrait basically is saying that I'm a living image to other little girls or black women. I did something and I'm recognized for it. That's really cool.
Well, congratulations on receiving this honor and good luck in college next year. Our next honoree, Ms. Deidre Walker, is a graduate of Tuskegee University and has a 30-year career in technology, more specifically as a programmer analyst in technical application leadership. She is currently the Senior Applications Manager with the Colorado Governor's Office for Information Technology. In addition to having a successful career in a male-dominated field, Mrs. Walker relies heavily on her faith and is an active community participant in various organizations. She is a lifetime member of Jack and Jill Denver chapter and is currently serving as the Colorado Tuskegee Alumni Club president. Please welcome Ms. Deidre Walker. Thank you for being here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So could you elaborate a little more on what it is you do with the governor's office?
So as a senior manager within applications and within the field of information technology, it is important that I understand the full requirements for when we are delivering software. So when you think about the software that the citizens of Colorado use, we are, as senior managers, we ensure that the software is being delivered efficiently, that the users are able to use it, that all requirements are being met, and that we have a support structure in place. So when you think about management of applications, think about delivery and support.
So it makes sense you graduated in computer science. Being a woman, did you receive any pushback in pursuing that profession? And what would you tell young women who might be hesitant to pursue STEM careers?
Wow. Male-dominated industries. Think about today. We women are strong today. So you've got to have that perseverance. But coming along, it was important that I surrounded myself by strong women as well. So I always had other women, other programmers within either on my team or that I worked with. I also had strong women managers. And right now in the governor's office, we have many, many women in the field of information technology doing a lot of different things. What would I tell young women coming up? I think it's important that young women understand that knowledge is very important and to not give up. And don't let anyone, we always hear the term, don't let anyone stop your dreams. Well, don't let anyone stop the knowledge. And also, if the door isn't open, you figure out how to knock the door down and let the men know that I am here. And ensure that when you are at the table, that you are adding value. And ensuring that they hear you. And sometimes they don't want to hear you. You may have to say it a couple of times for them to hear you.
Scream it out.
Yes.
Now, going back to what you were saying about knowledge, you call yourself a lifelong learner. How have you continued to further your education over the years to become a more effective leader?
Okay. Because of the internet is a strong power now, and websites is a very strong power. But coming up, we still had to rely on the books and going to the library. So that's what I had to do then. But now it's important that we use what tools have been given to us. And by that, I mean what I have begun to use, a lot of online learning, because you can sit right in the comfort of your home. A lot of times your work environment will provide online learning tools. And let's not forget about advanced careers, advanced degrees. And I do hold a master's in organizational leadership. So I've been able to merge my technology with my people skills, and that's been very helpful for me to use in my career.
Yeah, I'm sure increased learning is necessary as technology keeps evolving, correct?
Yes, you have to keep evolving. Let's think about where we are right now with COVID, if I may. When the internet began years ago, 20 plus years ago, if you will, no one understood the power that it would have. And now we truly understand the power that we have by the infrastructure that's been built with the using of the internet and the highways. So now all of the careers that technology has afforded has also afforded us to be able to work anywhere in the world. So that lifelong learning, we have to ensure that is in every facet of our lives.
Technology is making this event possible.
Yes, it is.
And finally, what does being a living portrait mean to you?
Wow. I'm very honored. I think being a living portrait to me means that I can stand on the shoulders of, yes, Mary McLeod Bethune, and I also can stand on my mother and my grandmother and my aunts and uncles, my sisters, and my entire village. So what I do now, I'm hoping that my daughter, my son, can take it and do other things.
Thank you, Ms. Walker. Congratulations on your lifelong success and for receiving this honor.
I appreciate it, and I'm so happy to be in the circle in the village of the Denver section. The Denver section does a lot of great work in the area, and to honor women in whatever field that they are in, it is a tribute to all women, and for us to understand our power in the world, and not just keep that power for ourselves, but to share it with others. And that is what the Denver section is doing. They're sharing their power with others and letting us know that they care.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you.
And now, our Living Portraits Honoree Awards.
On behalf of the National Council of Negro Women, Ms. Flora Young, we'd like to present you with the Living Portraits 2020 Award for all your contributions to the community. Congratulations. On behalf of the National Council of Negro Women, Jasmine Marie Mack, it's my honor today to present you with the Youth Leadership Award for Living Portraits 2020 for all that you do. Congratulations. On behalf of the National Council of Negro Women, Taliana Chamber Lopez, we'd like to present you with the 2020 Living Portraits Award. Congratulations.
Ms. Taliana Chambers Lopez received special congratulatory remarks from one of our partner organizations, the Top Ladies of Distinction Mountain West Chapter, would like to congratulate Top Team Taliana Chambers on receiving the National Council of Negro Women's prestigious Living Portraits Youth Award.
On behalf of the National Council of Negro Women Denver Section, we are proud to congratulate you and give you this award for your wonderful efforts in the area of community service. You are definitely doing wonderful things, reaching out and helping our youth in the community, which ties right in with what we're trying to do as an organization. So again, we extend to you our congratulations. Thank you so much.
On behalf of the National Council of Negro Women, Aaliyah Fuller, I'm proud to present you with the 2020 Living Portraits Award. Thanks for all you do in the community.
One of the National Council of Negro Women Denver Section's community partner, the Colorado Cotillion, and on behalf of Cheryl Williams Carter, founder and COO of the Colorado Botillion Cotillion would like to extend special congratulations to Jasmine Mack and Aaliyah Fuller on being honored with the 2020 NCNW Denver Section Living Portraits Youth Leadership Award. Miss Williams Carter says Jasmine Mack is in a class all by herself, a true example, a living portrait of service and excellence. Her actions are positive and empowering to her peers and to the community. She is worthy of this award and so many more. We wish her well as she begins her college career at the historic Howard University. And Aaliyah Fuller, congratulations on receiving the 2020 NCNW Youth Leadership Award. She is more than deserving of this prestigious award as she is a great motivator, trailblazer, and a leader among leaders. We wish her well as she begins college at Prairie View A&M University.
Congratulations, Mrs. Deetra Walker. We, the women of the National Council of Negro Women Denver Section, we're so proud to honor you as a trailblazer in the area of informational technology. You are truly a shining example of what the founders, Mary McKyle Bethune and Dr. Dorothy Height, had in mind. And again, we want to extend our sincere congratulations to you on a job well done. Congratulations.
Thank you so very much.
NCNW Denver Section would like to extend our congratulations to one of our new members who helped us make this endeavor a success. That is Miss Angelique Chappelle. She has gone and hung in there with us through many emails, conference calls, Zoom meetings, and multiple text messages. And we just wanted to send her a little love and let her know that she's well appreciated. As I said earlier in my comments, give people their flowers where they are yet alive to enjoy them. Angelique, we thank you so very much for going above and beyond the call of duty to make this event successful. Thank you again.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
You know, there's a saying that goes, give people their flowers while they're still alive. So we want to take this opportunity to show our appreciation to our president, Valerie Yarbrough. She will be soon ending her term as president. She started her presidency taking over for a term for Dr. Lenitra Oliver, who was our previous president, because she was moving out of town. She moved right in and assumed that responsibility, and the transition was seamless. So we want to extend to her at this time our sincere thank you and gratitude and appreciation for all the hard work and tenacity that she has shown while she's been in leadership of this organization. We at NCNW, the National Council of Negro Women of Denver Section, want to extend to you our thanks and congratulations on a job well done. Thank you so much, Valerie. So for me, first vice president, our second vice, Portia Malone, and our third vice, Asia Brown, we want to say thank you. In addition, we want to add our membership says thank you for all the hard work that you've done over the past several years as president. We appreciate you and we love you.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a reminder, a portion of today's fundraising proceeds will be donated to WizKids Tutoring and the Colorado Council of Black Nurses Incorporated for their COVID-19 Relief Fund. We invite you to give via Zelle payment, PayPal, or by sending in your personal check or money order. Please follow instructions on the screen for giving instructions. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate your presence here today and we hope that you've enjoyed our event. Here with some closing remarks, I'd like to introduce the NCNW Denver Section's outgoing president, Miss Valerie Yarborough.
NCNW extends our thanks to each of the following partners for their support in making today's event a success. We have Charles N. Nelson, who's the manager of community resources at the Blair Caldwell African American Research Library. Our moderator, Tori Mason, who is a morning reporter at CBS 4 News, Denver News. U.S. Recognition Awards and Apparel. Decorations by Pearl M. Shirley Robinson. Thomas Bean Foundation, President Alvin Caldwell Jr. Mr. and Mrs. Jeffrey Smith. Candace M. Smith of Platinum Life Company. Church of Christ of Forest Street. Dr. Vern L. Howard of A-Stars Photography. Angelique Chappelle of Seas of Serenity. And our makeup artist and fashion consultant, Errol Perkins. I'd like to thank our planning committee. First of all, our Pamela Miller, who chaired this event, who did an excellent job. Gail Pugh, Christine Pugh, Deborah Tucker, AJ Brown, Portia Malone, Dr. Lenitra Oliver, Angelique Chappelle, for helping put on such an outstanding event for us. We couldn't have done it without you ladies. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed our program today.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has indeed been our pleasure and honor that you've chosen to spend a portion of your day with the NCNW's Denver section for our 2020 Living Portraits Award celebration. Also, we'd like to once again congratulate our honorees. We'd like to again thank President Janetta B. Cole and the National Council of Negro Women National Office, our sponsors, community partners, vendors, program committee, and the officers and all members of the National Council of Negro Women Denver section for your support. It's because of you that this inaugural virtual Living Portraits Award celebration was a huge success. And to all participants, the NCNW Denver section also requests that prior to logging off today, that you take a moment to donate by Zelle, PayPal, personal check, or money order to support today's fundraiser. As a reminder, a portion of today's funds will be donated to the Whiz Kids Tutoring and the Colorado Council of Black Nurses Incorporated for their COVID-19 Relief Fund. And finally, if you're in the Denver area and have enjoyed today's program, we would love to have you join the Denver section. To activate your membership, please visit www.ncnwdenver.org/membership. Again, that's www.ncnwdenver.org/membership. And now for our benediction. Spirit of the living God, we thank you for this Living Portraits Award celebration. We honor you and bless you and ask your blessings upon these your people and every family, household, community, city, and state represented here today. We lift up our nation and pray for the health and safety of these your people. As it was in the beginning, and now, and ever shall be, world without end. It is so, and so it is. Amen, amen, and amen.